Very good afternoon to Sir Dr. Khairifidaus.
Okay, afternoon.
So today we are going to do an interview
Okay.
on how inflation, taxation and depreciation affected the economy.
Okay.
Hence, we are so glad today that we can do the interview so that the important people in the university.
Okay.
So the first question, Doctor, can you explain about yourself and your role in university right now?
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for arranging this interview. So, for myself, I'm from Johor Bahru. I'm a JB citizen. Okay, well proud of JDT. Okay, and I've been in the industry for the past 15 years, 11 years in the banking industries, and also a couple of years in petrochemical industries. So I've been so-called this industry is more closely related to the economics. Okay, and my role in the university as a senior lecturer, I teach the subjects related to the business management and economics. So I teach business accounting and economics, and also I had teach engineering economy before. So engineering economic, if we look into the content, the syllabus, it is more related to finance. Yeah. Okay. So, but why we call it engineering economy, because we look into the perspective of engineering as well. Because we involve all those application of equipment, machineries, and any other capital expenditures. So the role here in university is to teach the student regarding all those matters that relate to the economics.
So in economic perspective,
Okay.
can you explain a little bit about the inflation?
Okay, inflation is whereby we are experiencing a price increase in any goods. Yeah, any goods. For instance, like as I said earlier, if we are experiencing the increase of milk, egg, fish, clothing, and what else? And other necessities. Okay, even our electricity rate also increasing. So those are the things that make our purchasing power lower, because we are paying more, and then we end up having less savings. So those are the things that actually affect our life quality, because we end up paying other things high, and then we end up having our saving less. Like clothing, last time also, I think with 20 ringgit we can buy one good quality clothing, but now with 20 ringgit it's very hard for us to find.
Yes, that's true, Doctor. So since you explained with the inflation, can you explain on how this affect your financial?
Okay, how it affect my financial is that in terms of the savings, so the numbers of saving monthly will be a little bit less. Okay, the amount of spending will be a little bit more because we are paying higher price. Then I think the enjoyment of life, and the enjoyment of life also has to be has to be controlled, because those days when the price are low, we can always enjoy having to have our dine in, having to have our hang out outside with families almost every week. But this time when the inflation keep on increasing, so we have to limit our time. We have to limit our spending. So we cannot go and eat outside frequently. So we need to stay indoor.
So home cook.
Home cook.
So we are moving on to the taxation.
Okay.
So can you give your opinion about the taxation in our country, such as SST and also the GST?
Okay. So the first thing that we need to define the taxation. So the taxation, I think, has been in existence in a very long time. If we can look into in the medieval age, those days when the empire ruled certain country, certain area, they impose tax. So taxation is for the income of a country. It's for the income of government, for the government in order for them to manage the country. So the government need to have income. So the income comes from taxation. So when the government earn the tax, so they need to manage the fund money, the pool of money, in order for the government to administer and to manage the what we call the government servants. So coming back for the taxation, okay, I think we're talking about the SST and GST, right? Okay, so some of the countries in the world, like the US, the UK, and Australia, so they have been implementing the GST system for a very long time, and it's actually a systematic way of what we call implementing taxation. Whereby in SST, we are a little bit confused because we involve sales and services tax. So it looks like it is a double taxation. On the other hand, let's say if you go to the what we call fast food restaurant, right? For instance, McDonald's, Pizza Hut. So if you observe on the printed receipt, so it's stated there sales tax, service tax. So I think this is a double taxation imposed, whereby on a GST is one time. And the claimable system for GST is very efficient in those countries, in Europe, in UK, in Australia. So the claiming of the tax from the claimant it was done in a very systematic manner. So when I further my studies in the UK, so we are exposed to what you call value added tax. We call it VAT, value added tax. But here in Malaysia we call it government service tax. So basically it is the same system. It's just the terminology is different. So GST is far better than the SST.
In your opinion, how does the taxation affect your financial? Is that in a good way or?
To be frank, as what do you call people of the country, one way we feel it is a burden. One way we feel it is a burden. Why should we being taxed? It is our income. We need to enjoy the money that we earn. Why should we being taxed by the government? So we feel it that our rights is being taken away. But on the other hand, when we think about the welfare and the benefit of people in the country, so I believe it is a social responsibility from us. So we put some amount of money in the government, and then we have the faith in the government to manage the amount of money, to manage the tax in a proper manner for the benefits of other people. So if you ask me, yes, we do feel that our what we call privilege is taken away, but it's only a small portion. But we think that okay, that small portion is for the benefit of the country, then we are okay with that.
So other than inflation and taxation, so the depreciation is also one of the famous terms in economics.
Okay.
So what do you explain about this?
Alright. Depreciation is a process whereby the value of an asset is being reduced. Let's say, for instance, if you buy a brand new car, right? So when you have that brand new car, normally the tear and wear process will happen. You drive the car here and there, you travel, then you bring a lot of stuff inside the car. Okay, so some of the spare parts of the car need to be replaced. So the wear and tear process makes the value of the car going down. So that's what we call depreciation. So in accounting term, depreciation is an expenses whereby we need to spend in order for us to earn an income. Right? So for instance, if you are a Grab driver, so you are a Grab driver, you're earning income from the charges that you put upon your customers, right? But in a way for you to earn an income, you need to spend. There is an expenditure that needs to be incurred. So that expenditure is a depreciation whereby you use that car and then it won't be well. So depreciation is crucial. In accounting term, it is important. Then economic also important. Why? Because it involves scrap value. So whenever the value of an asset is going down and the scrap value is there, so some people might have the affordability to buy an asset at a scrap value. So depreciation, yes, is important.
So for the last question,
Okay.
how does depreciation affect your personal saving or your investment?
Okay. How depreciation affect my personal saving? We look at the simple example. Let's say you are owning a vehicle, you own a car. So when your car value depreciate, so in such a way, the repairing cost is also involved. Then when the car needs to be repaired and maintained, because certain spare parts needs to be changed and all that, so that will affect your spending. That will affect your savings. So you need to fork out a little bit more money to repair your car. So I have experience of driving a Continental car. The value of car, I think after 7 years, from 90,000, the value of car has depreciated only to 6,000. From 90,000, the value of car is 7 years depreciated. Now the value of car is 6,000. But the cost of repairing the car is increasing. Then that is actually affect our savings.
So Doctor, so that's all from.
Thank you.
So it's been such a wonderful journey, and
nice.
we received so much of information and
Okay, good.
knowledge.
Alright.
So as a young student, we haven't graduated yet, but
Yeah.
still, from your info, it's been like okay, we are already prepare ourselves
Yeah.
before we enter to the real world.
Yeah.
So thank you for your
Welcome. All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.